Hello, my name's Brad, and I'm here for one purpose: how you can manage and master everything in your life, whether if it's your business team, your job, or just your personal life in general. How to save hundreds to even thousands of hours and eliminate the overwhelm in how you are keeping it all together. In this particular live, I thought what a great time to dive into quarterly goals. We all have them, whether if it's business or in our personal life. And what's a great way to actually brainstorm on these personal goals, as well as how do we actually track them? And my end goals are this: is that you can make a lot more money per year in a lot less time, which means you're making a lot more money per hour, that you also have a lot more time off. You have time off for the freedom, for your fun, for your relationships that matter most. And most importantly, what has helped me in not only having a great financial life in my businesses or as an employee, also having an emotional ROI, having the freedom, having the time outside of it to actually enjoy it all. That everything is systematic, everything is easy to follow, that there's a process. And when I learn more and more about the results that we're going to achieve, I hear people speak over and over and over again. It's about our habits, it's about behaviors. So, what can I do to support you in achieving all of your business and personal goals, as well as how to track it in a system that's simple, it's easy to follow, like a kindergartner could do it, and we can just keep track of it all. So I'm going to dive in. So I'm going to move my screen here because I am on multiple different lives right now, and my goal is to help as many people as possible. So in this first part, the first part is, well, great. We want to brainstorm on our quarterly goals, right? And so every area of life, whether if it is business or personal, we actually have different areas of life, right? So as an org chart example, in your business, you have sales, you have marketing, you have operations, you have like cleaning and organization, you have financials, you have customer service. In order to keep this simple and easy to digest, I'm going to focus on the areas of life in a personal world. This same system is applicable to business as well. So your first start is to start brainstorming. I love mind maps, or just dump out your big Post-it notes or even your big whiteboards on how to start brainstorming. These are the areas of life that I find are important to manage. They're always locked in for me. I'm always managing the same areas of life. You can have the same ones or different ones. The three main ones that I've noticed that everyone measures as the most important is: what is your health, what is your wealth, and what are your relationships, right? So in your health, how I break it down is to my physical health as well as my mental health. Those are two different things. I also dive down into my wealth, which is like my income. Hey, how much money are you making? My net income, the money that I have left over. Hopefully I have money left over compared to going into debt, as well as my net worth and assets. Like, what money am I pulling out that I have left over to invest into assets so that I can actually like retire early and have those things. The next part, I break down relationships into different areas as well. First of all, the relationship with myself. I really relate that also to my health. I see that my self-love comes first and foremost. It's like my oxygen mask theory. If I'm not good for myself, how can I possibly good for anything else? So also the relationships with my family, with my friends, as well as my partner. So let me jump that in. These are other areas that I also find really important. Time. Time is our most precious asset. This is why I focus a lot of my effort onto spending my time and money onto things that will free up my time. That if I spend some time on it once, it will have that free time every single week or every single month. Because I don't know about you, I'm mortal. I'm not going to be here on this life that much. And I also know I'm going to be growing older. I want to have as much time as possible while I'm young and I got energy to do my mini retirements, to have the time off and to actually be enjoying that. That really matters to me. It's a decision that I made like when I was like in 5th grade, and I'm like, there's got to be another way. I'm going to handle this shit. I'm going to have a lot more time off in my life compared to most people. Fun and adventure. It's really important to me. You know, what memories am I making? What am I exploring? What am I going to doing? Like, I love traveling. I love music. I love my hobbies. Another area of life, giving back. I believe that if we're not giving back, whatever area of life might most matters to you, that in a way, when we give back to the universe, it also comes back to us. Like, maybe your area is saving the planet. Maybe your area is, you know, helping certain children. You know, maybe areas like the children's homes. It just doesn't matter. It matters because giving back also swings back into health. All of these areas are interrelated. Have you ever noticed that when you improve your health, your wealth also starts to skyrocket? Or when you improve your relationships, your wealth and your health goes up? Like, it's all of those things. Also, I love home sweet home. Anything I can do to make my home a more enjoyable place. Why? Well, we spend what, 8 to 10 hours a day in our job, like our wealth factor. Let's even put that under like wealth. That's like, you know, job, career. We can call it that. I spelled it wrong, but it's my home sweet home matters. That when I come home to an environment, like, is it clean? Is it organized? Is it efficient? I'm a super fan on it being cozy, on it being like relaxed and it being chill, that it's just an enjoyable place to come home to. And you might even think about that with your relationships, because you might have some with your roommates or housemates or things like that, right? Like, your environment, God, it's so big to your mental well-being. And at the end, what I do, it's like self-actualization. It's the top of Maslow's pyramid, correct? So I'm never going to want to stop learning. I never want to start like doing like good in the world. It's like, what can we do to peak out on everything? And I think, at least I believe, our end goal is, what can we do to where we have so much time off? We got so much money and we got so much time off that we can actually be spending it being our best self, so that we can be our best self for the world and have that contribution and just ring it around. So in summary, this first step, which is very simple, you pull out your notebook, you pull out your digital mind map, you pull out your whiteboard, it doesn't matter. Get clear on your areas of life. A best practice on this: do this when you're feeling creative and energetic. That way, shit's flowing, right? Shit's just flowing. You ever notice that when you're actually in it and your shit's flowing, you're just in the flow state and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like being at a Tony Robbins event or something. You're just like, I can't even keep track of it all. Like, it's crazy. Like, I had to wait to do this live because I was feeling like meh yesterday, right? We all go through our shit. I'm just a human being. And all of a sudden tonight I came home and I'm like, I'm ready to rock this out. Why don't I just step into this live? I'm ready to rock out what I want to think about. I'm clear on my life's categories. Let's actually start brainstorming. Awesome. Maybe I can do a live and I can be in contribution to the world and make this happen all at once. So I'm just going to start brainstorming all at this one part. And I want to keep this like really simple. So these areas of life, health, like my most important thing is, my belief is I am a powerful, energetic body. Like, things could be like, you know, I know that I'm working out. Like, do you have a weight goal? I personally don't give a shit about weight. I don't believe in it. If I was overweight, I would want to measure that, like maybe once a month. But things are like, I have hemochromatosis. It's a high iron level. So I'd like to have my blood level in excellence. Like, so I check on that. I separated my shoulder, so I wanted to have my shoulder in complete rehab. I just believe in being powerful and being energetic. So there's not much I can really think about for my body outside of being powerful, energetic. And I know these things are going to drive it. We'll get to the tasks that are going to drive it later and how to track that. But how do you really think from a higher level? So even looking at, like, as we keep the brainstorm down, what you're going to notice is when you do this, this is how the brain flows. Your brain does not flow in an outline form. It flows in a tangent form. And all of a sudden you're going to start branching off into other things. Like, you know, I want my, if I want my like working out to be strong, or if I want my shoulder rehab, you know, I know that I got to go, you know, see a PT doctor, which I actually already did. I know that I want to start doing like weekly rehab on it, blah, 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 blah. Like, start tracking these things. Like the brain will just flow out really fast. But the point of this is helping you keep a higher level goal in order to keep that locked in. Okay, phase 2, like relationships with myself, family. Okay, my key goal in all my relationships, the verbiage something is like, my vision is awesome moments with amazing people. And the more moments that I can have with myself, as well as with the people that I love the most, that's what I give a shit about in life. I just love having awesome moments with amazing people. So with my family, relationships that dive in, right? My goal is to create loving experiences with the people that I'm with. So for example, like part of my areas of responsibility like this, I'm a godfather to my nephew. Given that, I know I want to create an experience with Alex, who is my godson. Of course, there's my lovely partner giving a ring, as I was going to have her on next. I want to create an experience with him. I want to take another trip with him, and to create that. I also want to do like where's my family here? I want to do like it's my mom's birthday coming up, so I want to be able to have have a great mom's B-day. What's great is we already created that, and we're going to be doing Vegas together. We're going to be taking some shows together. Also, like, hey, these are things to think about. Like, my dad died this year, right? Luckily, we have a loving family. Luckily, things are taken care of from the terms of like things aren't going into probate. But, I think about that. And so I want to create experiences with my family as much as possible, and especially with my mom, right? Because they're just at that age. And I'm like, fuck, man, what matters in life? And so my dad's having a memorial at his children's home that actually raised him. So we're also going to do like a memorial at children's home. I want to do that. So you see how this is flowing out? The goals are normally really simple when it comes to the relationships. My partner, I'm always thinking about what can I do to have a more loving relationship? What can I do to have awesome moments with amazing people, which is, bear with me a second because I just kept hearing all my shit go off. With my relationship as well, just to have it in my thought process. So for example, we just got back from Ireland, and what can I do this quarter to create, like, we love taking a trip together. We are going to be taking a trip together. We're going to be doing a trip together. We're going to plan one for Dominican Republic next year. Oh, I love doing fall trips. Like, the fall is absolutely so beautiful up here in New England, right? So you start to notice how when you think about these areas, you're going to have some sub areas, and your brain's going to be like, shit, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to create that. And then you're just like, all right, I'm locking it in. Also, like, and you can assess your areas at this time. Like, I'll normally go back and do an assessment check on each one of these. Watch if I can just break this down really fast. Hey, on a scale from 1 to 10, how am I feeling? What's working? What's not working? End of story, right? So overall, I'm feeling pretty solid in a lot of different areas. But one area I'm not feeling solid in is my tribe, my friends. Since I moved to Boston, I don't feel that tight with the community. I don't feel like I'm putting that energy. I miss a lot of my true old friends that I've had a lot of time with, right? So, I'm going to, plan a boys trip. I'm going to reconnect, I'm going to call it, with true old friends, right? I have a lot of them. So you'll see as that goes on, like, I want to rebuild that connection. This is the goal that's going to be happening there. So fun and adventure. And when you do this, all of a sudden your brain's going to start to hop around, and it's going to be able to start plugging in things that you want to do. Things like fun and adventure, honestly, I'm like an 11 out of 1 out of 10. I've had so much fun and adventure that I even canceled a trip for Switzerland just so I could work more, just so I could work with the contract that I was actually in. In fact, I think I'm just going to call that one actually like job and career, because boy, do I love bringing my value to the world, which is knowing how to run really efficient companies and lifestyles. And when I find the right team, the right business, and the right team who have a product and service that really gives back in the world, like I love that shit. I canceled my Switzerland trip just to work for this company for a couple more weeks that I was working with last on how much I enjoy it. Right now, here's a great thing. I am out of contract. Like I'm going to land a new contract with a team I love, right? With a team I love. That means I got to be doing like daily marketing, and sales, follow-ups with existing clients, blah 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 blah, things like that. That's another big. I feel okay about it right now because I've had some great contracts, but it's lower. But my goal here is to support you in how easy it is to do this first brainstorm step, right? And I promise you within 10 to 15 minutes, what is awesome about the mind and how it actually brainstorms is you will be, let me take a look here and make sure this is showing up on TikTok Live correctly as well. Man, the brain goes fast. It goes super, super fast. And I'll bet you in all of your areas in business and life that you can be driving that stuff forward, like income and wealth. Like, okay, maybe for this quarter, the actual consulting side is going to be 30K. I know I want to actually start monetizing my products on Stand With Me, like back end. I also want to know I want to start an additional stream of income. And it's most likely going to be real estate now, but I'm going to find one. There's a great thing on Airbnb arbitrage. So, hey, what are my goals? How else can I create other streams of income and what's there? But my goal is to show you how easy it is to get your areas of life to brainstorm it. And this will be reasonably solidified, right? Not a lot will move, but it doesn't matter if it does. This at least has your 80% skeleton of the things that you care about the most in life so that you can actually drive it forward. I would do my best to be answering questions from all the sides, but I have a lot of different streams going on. So, okay, phase 2, now that you have been brainstorming on all your goals. So from there, once in a different topic, it's like all of a sudden each one of these goals has to-dos as well as repetitive tasks on how to be driving it all. But I want to talk about the tracking. What doesn't get measured does not get managed. So let's keep this really simple on some examples. Let's say in your health that you're looking to lose weight. So you want to start tracking your weight, right? I am tracking my blood level. I'm also tracking kind of how I'm feeling about my shoulder. I'm also tracking my income and what's happening every single week. With your relationships, you can be talking about how you feel, but isn't it a great time to do a check-in once a week or once a month with your partner or your family and friends, right? So like with your partner, when it comes to like, sex, intimacy, partnership, what are the 3 to 5 things that you're always going to check in on to actually see that how you're doing? But the good news is when you go to track this, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be awesome all the time. It just means that you're measuring the results, and what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. What doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. I'm going to take a step back first and say, how do I make sure that my quarterly goals are never falling through the cracks? When you have a system that automates what you do and how often, and then you know what to do, it automates you. So I have it in my calendar that repeats on the beginning of every quarter to do the quarterly reflections and the new goals. I know exactly what to do. Do I have to do it on Saturday the 1st? Nope. But I can at least plan it for that week to go and do it. So I just wanted to step back on that. Now, how to actually start tracking all of this stuff. So I set up a KPI template. Don't think of the word KPI. Remember, what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. If you really give a shit about your weight, if you really should give a shit about your health, if you really give a shit about your relationships, if you really give a shit about your income, if you really give a shit about your money, if you really give a shit about your contribution, if you really give a shit about these things, start doing it. Your mastery is in your behaviors, your habits, your processes. This is the system that you can use to automate the processes, the habits that are going to drive the results. So watch how easy this is. I set up this simple system and sheet for multiple companies that allowed us to track everything across even like 15 years worth of data. If you set up a certain day of the week, for example, I do Monday when I measure the prior week. So if I set up Monday, then the next Monday, then this, I can grab these three things and then I can go whoop, track it all down. So next thing you know, I got 6 months worth of data right here. Then what I do is, depending on the section that is there, I can enter in the columns what actually matters to be measured. Let's just think of some of these examples. I'm just going to look at like a quarterly goal, maybe of the consulting income, which here's the week, right? So I might have that, but at least every week I can write in what I just did and what happened. And there's things that drive those particular metrics, right? So it's not only a certain income goal. What is also happening is, what about my drivers that are driving the results of my income? It could be my marketing and sales. For example, every week I'll check a TikTok account. I want to know my views, my profile views, my likes, my comments. I want to be thinking about what's being measured so that I can be thinking about what's working and what's not working. This only takes under 15 minutes a week. This 15 minutes a week allows you to measure what matters to you and to systematize the tracking and to make you think what's working and what's not working and what can I keep doing in the upcoming week to make it better. So for example, if you cared about your weight, you can drop in the word, what is my weight? If I cared about my, let's do one here, another one could be like, I'm going to drop in my, I could say my blood level. It normally comes out every, like once a month. Hey, what's my blood level? But you can have as many metrics in here that you want for each one of the categories. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a lot, and you don't need to do it for everything. You don't need to have numbers for your relationships. Normally the relationship is a feeling, right? But at least you know that you're actually doing something to make it happen. Like I know that I'm committed to an international adventure and domestic adventures at least once a quarter. I know that I'm committed to giving back like once a month. How much have I given back? But the point is, whatever you have a goal on, whatever that goal is, and those key drivers, you can put that into the column. If you have your weight, you might even be able to say, how many times did I work out this week? Twice, 0, 5 times, right? But at least you're tracking it and at least you're thinking about it. And what's great about having a sheet like this, it is super simple. You can add as many columns as you want. You know where to come and do it. Now, systematically speaking, how do I make sure I never lose track of this? Well, every single Monday on my calendar, it has to do my money routine and my KPIs. I know exactly what to do. I have all the folders saved. It launches them all. I know exactly where to go and pull the information, and I can finish up these KPIs like that. I have a lot of columns that are hidden because it's just personal shit that you don't need to know. But that is just the point on actually how you track it all. In another live or some things, I'll show you how to track all of the projects and recurring tasks that actually drive the goals. For example, for your health, you might have to be join a gym, which is a one-off. One-offs versus repetitive actions. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. That's repetitive. I'm going to start getting my blood measured once a month. That's repetitive. I'm going to start doing yoga twice a week. That's repetitive. I'm going to go buy some resistance bands. That's a project. Like it can, the system, the right tools can support you in driving these goals home. So Let me check my notes, and then we're actually hitting our targets here. The targets are this: that you get to have a simple, easy, reliable system that can track every single area of your business or your job or your life for your quarterly goals. It's really easy for you to brainstorm, right? We showed you everything. I don't care if it's your personal life or if it's your business life. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's simple, it's reliable, and it's flexible. It works. So once you're done brainstorming, the things that you do want to track on a weekly level, you can come in, and because you're going to be tracking it every Monday, you're going to see the prior Monday to Sunday on what just happened. And you're going to see what happened, and you're just going to re-engage. And what is going to happen is your feedback loops are going to pick up. And as part of this Monday process, of course I look at my goals again. Of course I take a look at what's happening again. Of course I'm kind of like reassessing what really matters and what is priority. Am I going to get everything done? Nope. Will new things pop up? Yep. It's flexible. This is not in stone. This is not a Gantt chart, which I believe in my experience is one of the worst things ever to do in the water flow effect, because it doesn't allow for any adaptability or flexibility. But at least by having these out of my head, which is a number one goal for having incredible efficiency and productivity and mental peace, it's out of my head. It's into a simple set of tools. I got best practices and routines to keep the entire system together. It becomes leak proof. You can run this for any different types of ways. So whatever questions that you might have, this is also going to be live on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Feel free to drop in a comment. I'll do my best to go back and grab any lives or answer any questions that might be there. But in summary, I believe that time is our most precious asset. We only have a finite amount of time while we're on this earth. And we're here to not only have great businesses and great teams, but more importantly, we want to have that time for the shit that really matters most. To not only enjoy our business, our team, our job, our life, but also be able to spend it with the people that we love, doing what we love, and that we can have the mental freedom and the presence and the peace of mind to be with them. That is the golden nugget of all of this. If any of you have any questions, or if you would love to have your entire system screened and how you're managing everything in your life, I have a form. It's an X-ray form. It takes you under 15 minutes. And unlike Geico, where 15 minutes can save you only 15% on your car insurance, I guarantee that 15 minutes, I can save you at least 500 hours per year. And for most people, it's more. I will find the holes in your system. I will patch them up, and I will make it leak proof so that you can be your best self in every single way. So if you want to fill out the form. I'll drop it in to where these lives are, and we will go from there. I hope this brought value.